Namaskar. In an earlier video, we had spoken about living the life as an artificial being or one's authentic self. That is, living the life on terms of others or of the self. Then yesterday we made a video on the decision to speak or remain silent. And realizing the potential of speaking when necessary and keeping quiet otherwise. So the power of silence as well as the words. Now, in both these, there was a common thread. And that common thread was that of using free will. Now, by free will, I don't mean my will. I mean thy will. So, let thy will be done and not let my will be done. So, by free will, I mean thy will. Here, thy refers to the self, and when we are not identified with an artificial self, we will find that we are already existing in that self as the self. So when we use the free will on every issue of our life, be it mundane or special issues, we will find that there is the decisions or the actions being taken are not by the jeev or by that artificial being. It is being taken by the self. And this knowledge would be a result of using the free will, which will lead to activating a faculty of ours which is called discrimination. Discrimination would lead us to knowledge. Knowledge, pure knowledge, not the knowledge about something, just knowledge. And that knowledge is liberation. So, the liberation in such a scenario would be a natural outcome of living a life using free will and saying, let thy will be done. I recall a story I had read somewhere long back. The king of Punjab, Maharaja Ranjit Singh. So, once there was a situation where his army was against the enemy, the invaders, who had heavily outnumbered his army. But the point that reached was there was a river. On this bank was Maharaja Ranjit Singh with his army, a small one, and on the other were the enemy, not many of them. Now, Maharaja Ranjit Singh He took a decision to cross the river, and along with his horse went into the river. Everybody followed. His entire army followed him. The enemy, not realizing what had hit them, ran away. This is what happens when the self takes hold of the situation and decides. This is what happens when thy will prevails. The enemy was relying on my will, whereas Maharaja Ranjit Singh was relying on thy will. This is the difference. This is how things happen. And this is how the continuous usage of the free will or thy will get us to a level of comfort with staying as the self in the self and living a life of a liberated one and not the one who is tied, who is bound by the various concepts and ideas which are not original to him. One doesn't have to, for being liberated, one doesn't have to die. It is in this life, here and now, that one can be liberated. It is only a decision to be taken, my will or thy will. Thank you.